And welcome back. It is the 12th of August, high of 5 a day, and let's just go straight to the first question. So the first question tells me, Omar writes pop, rock and country songs. Right, I'm going to have to write some of this down as I go on to it. So writes down pop, rock and country. The ratio of rock to country songs is 9:5, so that's 9:5. 12.5% of the songs are pop songs, of which they are 36. So in other words, if that equals 12.5%, that means 100% is 8 times that, which is 288 songs overall. Okay, how many rock songs has Omar written? So he's written 288 songs in total, of which 36 are rock songs. So that leaves behind pop songs. So that leaves behind 252 songs, which represent these songs here. Now, a few ways of doing this question, aren't there? I want to know how many rock songs there are. So 9 plus 5 is 14. So therefore the ratio of rock songs, or the fraction of rock songs, is 9/14 times 252. And that gives me 162 rock songs. Question done. Next question. Which triangles are congruent? Now, interestingly, crucially, congruent means are basically the same shape. They might be reflected back to front or upside down, but imagine cutting it out. You should be able to put them on top. So what I care about here is the angles are consistent with where the side is. So for example, here, the 4.6 is between the two angles. And that also applies, well, actually, let's just quickly fill this angle in here. So 180 minus 73 minus 45 is going to give me 62. So this is quite a clever question because I've mixed the angles up. So where is 4.6 in between 73 and 45? Well, I can see it's here. So angle F. So A is congruent with F. Anywhere else? 43, 75 to 45 here. And this one here is 45. Yeah, so it's just going to be A and F are congruent. Now, any more, I can also see that C has 4.6 in between 62 and 45, as does E, so C and E, and also D has 4.6 between 62 and 45. So these two are congruent, and also all congruent are, not B, are C, D, and, right, make sure I write down the right letter, C, D, and E. That's quite easy to get wrong, that question. Take that one carefully. Next question. Make W the subject of. Right, now because I have W appearing twice, it means I need to do the expanding and collecting version. So I'm going to multiply by 5W first. So that's going to give me 5CW equals, expand the brackets. So that's going to be 51A minus 34W. Now move everything with a W to the left-hand side. So that's going to give me 5CW plus 34W is equal to 51A. Factorize out the W, which means that W factorize 5C plus 34 is equal to 51A. And then final answer, divide by the thing in the bracket. So W is equal to 51A divided by 5C plus 34. Next question. AAACC, a counter is selected at random, the counter is put back. Good. Okay, so not conditional. Secondly, then selected. What's the probability that both letters are different? So I either want an A and a C, or I want a C and an A. We had a very similar question a couple of days ago. So A is 3 A's out of the 5 to choose from, and a C is 2 C's out of the 5 to choose from because I put the counter back. A C is the other way around. So it's 2 out of the 5 to choose from, times 3 out of 5 to choose from. Unsurprisingly, these are the same numbers, which means when I add them up, I get 12 over 25, 12 over 12, 12 over 25, which is my final answer. That's it. Question done. Final question today. Arrange in ascending order. Now, if I write this as 9.38 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a bit easier, because I can see that 10 to the 5 is bigger than 10 to the 3, so therefore this is bigger than this. Then I've got 10 times 5 to the 8. Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because the way it's written is slightly different. So 5 to the 8 is not one of those that most people know. In fact, actually, I'm trying to work out if there's a quicker way of doing this. I I can't see it without just using the calculator and then comparing the numbers. No, I think I'm going to have to work out 10 times 5 to the 8 on my calculator. So 10 times 5 to the 8 is 3906250, which is 3.9 times 10 to the, I'm counting the digits on my calculator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 10 to the 6. A bit easier now, because now I can clearly see that 10 to the 3 is the smallest. So 9.4 times 10 to the 3. Then it's 10 to the 5, so 9.38 times 10 to the 5. And then it's the horrible one at the end, the 10 to the 6, so 10 times 5 to the 8. And that's it, question done. Didn't really like that question, but good enough, that's fine. Let me know how they went for you today. That's a congruent question. I think it was quite difficult, quite easy to get that one wrong. So take that one carefully. Probably took most time today. Otherwise, let me know how they went. Comments down below. See you tomorrow. Thanks all.